Hi again, folks. Okay, in this video, the 10 numbers I'd like to see the Buffalo Sabres retire. Coming up. I know 10 numbers is extreme, but I can make an argument for all 10 of these guys I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you just their career numbers, no clips or anything like that, but I'm going to show you their career numbers, and I can make a case for each one of these guys. I believe I can. I really do. What they meant to the organization, how they handled themselves come playoff time, things like that. But again, this is an honor that's sometimes it's controversial, to be honest, it really is. So I'd like to see the Sabres actually retire these numbers. Will I ever get to see it happen? Probably not. But these are just 10 guys. And I'm just putting them in any order, guys, just so you know, okay? Any order. I just put the clips there. I'm just going to throw them out there to you. And that way you can't guess what's coming, because I'm going to go random from year to year, and this way there's no guessing. I guess maybe that's why I did it this way. Okay. And now the first one. Here we go. Let me get it smaller so I can see it. And yes, that is Mike Ramsey's numbers. Mike Ramsey was one of our most steady defensemen ever. And I would have no problem if the Sabres retired his number. Take a look at the numbers. You can see in Buffalo is the top row at the bottom. 911 games, 73 goals, 256 assists, 329 points, and a plus 166 for his career. Mike Ramsey, without a doubt, I think should have his number retired. I'm good. All of these guys, really. I mean, I did a video like this months ago, and there's probably some names I've added on this time. I would like to see his number retired. Okay, let me get the second clip. And of course, I didn't set it properly. Here we go. And there you see it. That is, where am I? What am I doing? Sorry, guys, I had the wrong clip up. Okay, there is the numbers of Ryan Miller. I think he is a lock to have his number retired, but I could be wrong. You just don't know with the Sabres. Honestly, God, if they could start doing things right, would be, this way at least. 540 games as a Sabre, a team record 403 wins, career goals against of 916, a save percentage, and a goals against of 260 with 28 shutouts. And of course, not to mention, he won the Vezina as well, but I'm not really looking at that. I'm looking at just team. I think Ryan Miller, without a doubt, should have his number retired, really. I'd be surprised if they don't. We'll leave it at that. So Ryan Miller, absolutely. Next one. Who do I got next for you? All right, let me open it. Here we go. And yep, you look at those numbers, 608 games, 178 goals, 380 assists for 558 points. Comes in Phil Housley. And Phil Housley, I think, should have his number retired. I know he played a lot of games outside of Buffalo, but he played a lot of great years as a Sabre. I would retire his number as well. And really, I don't see why not, really. These are guys that really I miss all these players. I do. Okay, next one. Here we go. And there, you're going to say, well, good God, those numbers aren't so good. 363 games, 96 goals, 121 assists for 217 points, and a plus 50 in his career in Buffalo. And that, folks, is Mike Pekka. I would retire Mike Pekka's number, what he meant to this franchise. What he meant to this franchise He brought the team for the first time to the Final Four, well, him and his teammates, of course, but you know what I mean, to the Final Four and the finals in back-to-back seasons. The only time in our history we did that, you know, that we did it consecutive seasons. And that was with the blue-collar team that really, really wasn't that talented, really. We just had a great captain and the greatest goalie ever. Okay, next one. Here we go. And those are the numbers of Jim Schoenfeld, because I think Jim Schoenfeld's number should be retired also. As a Sabre, 584 games, 45 goals, 183 assists, 228 points, and a plus 230 for his career. I just think the leadership he brought to our team at such a young age should not be forgotten. And the grit he brought night after night, there's just so many facets of this guy's game. I really miss Schoenfeld too. God, I miss all these guys. So Schoenfeld, yes, I would have Schoenfeld also. Okay, here we go again. Next one. And again, you're looking at the numbers saying, who's that? 537 games, 67 goals, 216 assists for 283 points and a plus 78 in his career. And that, my friends, is Jerry Korab. I think Korab's number should also be retired. We had brutal, brutal defensemen to play through back in the 70s. Brutal. We were not a fun team to play against. We just weren't. Our blue liners were scary dudes, man. All right, here we go. We got 4 left. Okay, here it is. And there you go. You're looking at 766 games, 216 goals, 310 assists, 526 points, but a very impressive plus 214. And that is Don Luce. Those are his numbers. Don Luce is one of the best defensive forwards in hockey, alongside with somebody else I'm about to mention. So they definitely, I think this number should have been retired years ago. I don't get why we haven't retired some of these numbers. I don't get it. I don't. And nothing against Tim Horton, God rest his soul, but my God, he hardly played any time here. And what, we're going to retire his number because he was killed in an accident? I mean, what about the guys who didn't die? Don't they count, though? I don't get that. I just don't, you know? All right. Let's go to the next one. This is a big one. I'm going to have to open this one up, actually, so I can even see it. All right, here we go. And there you look, way at the bottom. 12 years with the Sabres, 837 games, 368 goals, 436 assists for 804 points, a plus 22 in his career. Mind you, not with powerhouse teams like some of those guys were when they were together. And this is Dave Anderchuck. Absolutely one of the best snipers in our history. And we made a mistake trading him, I'll just say. No doubt. Well, nothing against Grant Fuhr, I guess, but, you know, I was happy when Anderchuck actually came back for that year late. It was 1 year, right? Yeah, it was 1 year. I was happy to see him back, actually, as a Sabre. 2 more to go. Let me get this ready. Okay, here it is. And those numbers there, 1,070 games, 14 years, all with Buffalo. 252 goals, 420 assists for 672 points. But look at the plus minus, plus 324. My God. And this, if you look at his last year, take a look. His last year over on the right, he won the Selke in his last year of his career. Unbelievable. If it wasn't for Bob Gainey, this guy would have been cleaning up Selkes. He would have been. He just would have been. Craig Ramsey was outstanding defensive forward that I wish we had something like this now on the team, a player like this. God, this guy was one of those guys that was just hell to play against him. I remember Lafleur talking about this guy back in Lafleur's prime. Lafleur said, playing against guys like him and Don Luce was brutal. It was brutal night after night. There was no room out there. He always had to figure a way somehow. And that was Lafleur when he was the best player in the world saying that, I remember. Okay, and one more. Here we go. 854 games, 42 goals, 202 assists, 244 points, a plus 320 for his career. And that, my friends, is Bill Height. Bill Height, I would retire his number, absolutely. All these guys, really. These are 10 guys that don't have their numbers retired. It's almost criminal. It really is. It's almost criminal that these guys don't have their numbers retired. I don't get why some of these guys don't have their numbers retired. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I'll leave that because I'm going to cop a resentment. I won't be able to focus on the next video, But I would like to see I would like to see the Sabres do the right about thing for at least some of these guys and get their numbers up in the rafters where they belong. We have a rich history, and it's a lot more than what you see in the rafters right now. Get those silly Adams Division Championship and all those silly banners down and put up the proper ones. Put these guys' numbers up there. And keep in mind, Housley and Schoenfeld were both number 6, but yes, you can retire both of them with the same number. It's just 2 different banners. It doesn't matter. Teams do it. All right, folks, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.